Welcome to episode 8 of Elephant Diaries. My name is Siana Bangura and I'm a writer, blogger and poet from London, and on May the 21st I've got a book coming out called Elephant. So yes, we've reached episode 8. I'm very excited. My book is coming out in a month. And my pre-launch event is the end of this month, Addressing the Elephant in the Room, so make sure you grab yourself a free ticket to that as we count down to the release of Elephant. When I was putting this collection together, I really was conscious of the fact that I was dealing with heavy subjects and I wanted to end on a more positive note. And this section is definitely a positive section. Poem is called Pundersons Gardens, and the title is very meaningful. It's the title, or rather it's the name of the street that Common House is located on. Common House is really the No Fly on the Wall HQ. It's where we do most of our events. It's where we come together and have meetings and just kind of organise. Common House is a place where the grassroots come together and kind of, run events and hold meetings and things like that. And it's a group of many different organisations looking after this particular space in East London, in Bethnal Green. And I've had some really wonderful memories at Common House. And as part of my work at No Fly on the Wall, which is a platform that centres the voices of Black British women, I do a lot of workshops and hold something called Fly Girls Brunches. And I remember last year, I held a brunch called Black Women in the Body, and it was led by my friend Kelechi, who is a fitness instructor, and she came and talked to us about practical things like, our diets and why we eat the food we eat. But it became something even bigger than that. It became a safe space to reflect on things you can't usually talk about, like, body insecurities and body woes. And I felt really happy in that room of those women being really open and honest with my sisters. And this poem is about that particular event, but also just this idea of the healing powers of talking to your sisters. And this is Pundersons Gardens. Where two or more of us gather in her name, we create a congregation. Do not underestimate the importance of the medicine that is laughter, the healing powers of talking to your sisters. First day of spring, but weeds and scattered leaves are trembling. Darkness is only ever around the corner, never too far from our peripheral vision. But over muffins, coffee and fruit, we stew over thoughts of injustice and our insecurities, and what it feels like to live the women in us. The cars and the outdoor chatter no longer matter. Smiling faces and honest eyes accompanied by cornrows, afros and dreads fill the four walls. We've carved out our own space right here in Bethnal Green. We filled our throats and lungs with voices, our own and those of our ancestors. This urban jungle has now become the greenery of our motherlands, rich and prosperous, just like our hips and our wombs. And our parents warn us of juju, but this afternoon we practice black magic, all the same. Our chants not in Latin or Yoruba or Xhosa or Creole, our summoning of the good things that lay within the hottest parts of the earth's crusts are done in borrowed languages that we reclaim as ours, all the same. Words of resistance and resilience and mantras of sisterhood over orange juice and cinnamon, we speak like flesh and blood, understanding that we are all we've got. I rest my hands on her knees and she rests her head on the other's shoulders. Coconut oil, shea butter, perfume and strength all mixed together. In this moment with my sisters, there is no room for darkness. Nobody comes to snatch the light this time. And with these sisters, concrete realities are, for a snippet and a slither of a clock, subverted into new narratives. Where two or more of us gather in her name, we create a congregation. Somewhere in Bethnal Green, Black women come together and love each other, doing the work of love in abundance and doing the work of healing, defying all that is terrible and all that is terriful, surviving and thriving, existing regardless. And wow, that is Pundersons Gardens. I actually wrote this on a poetry workshop. I was doing a masterclass with Outspoken, and Ray Androbus asked us to choose one of our happiest moments and write about that, and I chose this moment really, and this location. And in the kind of acknowledgement section of my book, I definitely dedicate this poem to all the black women that I have ever loved, I have ever worked with, and those I have yet to meet. Those who create safe spaces for us to heal in, to love in, to thrive in, to exist in, regardless of everything else. And this poem is definitely just kind of a celebration of black women and a celebration of sisterhood, saying that we're here regardless, and that we've created this space, we're taking up space regardless. I'm an advocate of taking up space, being in the places that make you uncomfortable, that make other people uncomfortable, places that you have a right to be in, but at the same time society says you shouldn't be there. Those are the kind of places we have to decolonise and conquer. And Common House is an interesting place because it's been one of the first places we as No Fly on the Wall have been able to take up physical space and create those spaces for other marginalised voices to do the same. So this poem is definitely just a love letter to black women, and a celebration of us. The second part of this section of Elephant is, it's not even really a poem, it's just a bullet-pointed list, or rather a list of 25 secrets to a happy life. It was just a bit of fun, really. Just a few things that I kind of thought of that, what makes me happy, what makes other people happy, what advice could I give myself? Because I think ultimately, happiness is probably one of the key secrets to a long life. You can't control how long you live, but I think you can definitely definitely have a say in perhaps how much happiness you let in. I think, it's definitely just kind of about harnessing positive energy and kind of removing yourself from negative spaces and negative mindsets. It's just a fun poem, really, a fun piece. Some of my tips include drinking plenty of water, good for your skin, good for your hair. Laugh lots and laugh often. I think that's really key. I think there needs to be more laughter in the world. Write a list of all the things that you are grateful for. Eat what you like. Spend one birthday in your own company. Make your family tree. Uplift others. Do not rest on Sundays. Meditate. Read a fantasy novel. Have a meaningful conversation with yourself. Have meaningful conversations with others. Dance in the dark. Dance in the sunshine. Write a poem. Try something new. Say you're sorry and mean it. Listen actively to children. Watch the sunset. Watch the sunrise. Learn another language. Don't hold grudges. Do learn your lessons. Draw your love and nude. You can be nude too. And leave your comfort zone. Because ultimately nothing grows in the comfort zone, right? And that's just a fun little section with some tips to happiness, really. Most things I've tried, a couple of them I have yet to try, but I will do. But yeah, I just wanted to end on kind of, start to end on a more kind of light note, on a lighter, more positive note, and just start getting people to think about the little things you can do to make yourself happy, really. So, we've reached the end of episode 8 of Elephant Diaries. Imagine that, my book is coming out in a month. As I said, I've got a pre-launch event happening towards the end of this month on April the 30th, so do check out my website and get yourself tickets to that. Come along. We'll be addressing the elephant in the room. We'll be going through a lot of the themes in the collection and having panels discussing all of those, so it'll be great to see you there. Thank you so much for following this journey and for watching these videos and keeping an eye on everything in the movements. We're so close now. So close now. But anyway, look out for the next episode of Elephant Diaries, and until then, thank you.